This is the Roamer After Show, where usually I talk about the Let's Play in more depth than I usually would in any video that I can do in the Let's Play. But today, something is different. Something is a little bit different. And that is, we are talking about the Undertale Deltarune newsletter. I thought this was the best place to actually place this in this series. And I did an actual extra kind of after show at the end of the last series we did, which was Undertale Yellow. Today, I wanted to talk about this just solely because we haven't done this yet. I've done every single one, I think. Maybe I've missed one in the time we've done this. And it's actually a really, really good thing. It's a really entertaining thing. I actually love reading these newsletters and they entertain me so much. And I think that Toby Fox writing these is always very fun too. And basically it's the Undertale Deltarune newsletter for winter 2024. So it's going to cover a lot. A whole hell of a lot. You can see there's Sans with the thrown out holiday gifts for Valentine's Day, which is very on point for Sans. So love, there's nothing in this world more important. That's everything. And so today, we at the Undertale/Deltarune Newsletter Corp have decided to do something very special for our beloved fans. You're our Valentines. Please enjoy these special cards. So they made Valentine's cards. Oh, that's pretty cool. Huh? It's Valentine's and you're all alone without a single date? Huh, you're joking, right? No dates, huh? You're serious. Well, don't worry, I got you covered. He puts his hand in yours. You're left holding a fistful of wrinkly fruits. It's so funny because if anyone else did this, it wouldn't be funny. It's the fact that Sans does it makes it funny. Oh, dear Susie, I'm really happy you enjoyed my Valentine's card with the candy attached, but maybe you don't need to eat all of it, all the other ones, to check if they're food. They're food. Stop moving my hand when I'm writing, Susie. Time, Susie, the best. So she's with Susie at this moment. Oh, Papyrus is one. Dear Valentine, I read your letter, I understand. You are challenging me to see who the best Valentine is. Well, I won't lose. Meet me outside as soon as you read this. And tell Sans to bring the red friendly construction paper. I love this character so much. I really do. And it's really funny how they do just some stuff sometimes in the newsletters actually is really good at I guess getting to know the characters even more. Or if you know them already, it's really fun to actually see how they react in different situations. This is why they're so well written characters, or they are well written, because they react in this way. What did you think? Did you enjoy your Valentines? Well, let me tell you, that was only the fraction of what we repaired. You see, there are slightly less than 50 cards, so trade them with your friends to collect them all, so you can trade actual cards with your friends. That's actually a really sweet notion to do. And don't try and do anything tricky. I know you're a freak. We already sent out newsletters, so don't think you can cheat by signing up multiple times. Okay, so we get specific ones, I think? To you? Is that UTDR's most lovable character, special Valentine's message. How are those Valentines? Your heart must be practically jumping out of your body in joy, and then moving around some sort of green square. Well, for some of you at least, others, you might need a little more persuasion to enter love fever mode. Looking at you non-truck freaks. So the non-truck freaks are the name of the people that that's the tier I'm signed up to. I get all these newsletters and stuff like that, so I'm a truck freak. In that case, we gotta bring out a secret weapon, a super special message, direct from your favorite hero, a maestro of love, the cuddliest character, one who would stop at nothing, put a ring on it, and get your heart. Enjoy. So it's Spampton. Is this an actual... What the hell? No. Is this an actual video? What? It's on Undertale official as well. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no, now I know why people were actually commenting more about watching this newsletter. Oh no. I'm already freaked out. Oh no. I'm already freaked out. Spampton gives me the creeps. I know he's a super popular character, by the way. Of course, as usual for something with Undertale, this is unbelievably done well. And it has Lunchables. Oh my god, if someone gave me a heart of Lunchables, we'd be sorted for the day. You know what I mean? Already creepy as... Oh no, it's so weird. No. This isn't no Halloween. I love that Halloween, Toby didn't do anything like this for Halloween. No, 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 it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Hey, Annie. Happy V-Day. It's me, Spampton V. Spampton. And you can't resist my Spampton's kiss.
Dear Christ. Dear absolute Christ. No, stop.
That's right. Spampton v. Spampton. Back again.
Don't forget about Spampton B. Spampton.
Oh no.
And welcome, dear spender, to the Spampton Love Network.
I feel welcome, but also very, like, uncomfortable.
Kissing, love, and is Spampton. And today I'll be...
No.
I hear Spampton's got a special Spampton surprise. By my love.
Who is doing this acting role, by the way?
And if you accept...
Very surrealist, isn't it? It's very surrealist. Obviously intentionally so.
And what's that?
No, we need to stop. I think we need to stop this.
Spampton, my dear, a special Valentine's surprise?
I got... But how about we just leave forever? I'm still... The Lunchables has been the best part of this thing. Like, it's so creative, by the way. Like, again, and it's like...
Oh, this looks like my Valentine's prize is a bountiful feast. And I wonder who my lucky's date is.
I've got something for you.
It's weird without being like, oh, it's trying too hard, you know? Because it definitely doesn't seem like it's trying too hard. The chairs gets me every time, though.
Okay.
It's actually such a good gag, like having no one in the crowd but having a laugh track, you know?
Now, who's my lucky gal? Oh. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. We're well past it, though, thank God. He can't hurt me. Spampton can't hurt me. The nose as well.
What now, sir?
What now? 50-50? 49-50? Official lovers now. Like, this guy did a great job. This guy did a great job. Like, a fantastic job. How much is actually left? Oh, this actually... Okay, I thought it was like there's a bit more left. It's actually, like, nearly almost done. This just put a weird mood in my whole day. Like, my whole day has changed. I'm feeling different now. I'm feeling like a different person now. Okay, Deltarune's mini status update. I always love these. I don't know what to say about that video. I think, like, again, like, it was just really well done in terms of, like, it was weird without feeling like they were trying too hard. Like, obviously they were trying to be weird, but it wasn't like this thing where it's like, oh, it's not uncommon. Undertale and Deltarune has a really good way of, like, making things weird without making it, like, cringy, if that makes sense. It's cringy, but in a kind of, like, I'm creeped out kind of way, but not in a kind of, like, oh, this is really embarrassing kind of way. Like, it's weird that there's nothing embarrassing about that, you know? So the Deltarune mini status update. Happy 2024, everyone. The Deltarune team and I were taking a break from the holiday to visit our families, of course, but now everyone's back and decided to get back to the game. Chapter 3, we're working on the Japanese localization. There will be porting and bug testing the chapter, after which it will be totally complete. As mentioned last time, the team is now mainly focusing on Chapter 4, with some minor work being done in Chapter 5. We set an internal deadline for ourselves regarding Chapter 4, and our new producer is going to help us make the sweet, sweet moves we need to make to meet it. Always important to have someone there who is, and they say new producer, like, as much as like independent content creation, and it still is independent by the way, is so fantastic. I really feel like, you know, having someone there who is experienced in producing, kind of being like, look, you don't need to do this all the time. We can keep your vision here and not do this. You know what I mean? I might kind of like, it moves things forward a bit without having it like be, I still, you know, it's like having a producer without having like a Ubisoft over your head or a Activision over your head. You can actually do the stuff you want while actually also being efficient about it. I'm confident this is going to be a really productive year. As usual, there's not much I can share without spoiling anything, so please look at this cup. Oh. Okay, that's cool. So like, again, I think I heard somewhere that he's going to be releasing they're going to be releasing Deltarune 3, 4, and 5 together. Which, fair enough. Like, I kind of prefer when they release the chapters in one sitting, or like one by one, because like that was really fun. When Deltarune Chapter 2 released, it was like a really exciting time. I'd love if they released Chapter 3 and then released Chapter 4 the next year after, and then Chapter 5 the year after, or even like years after. I actually really like that. That would have been really great for me. I don't know. I just like, I think the chapters are also fairly long. They're not small. You know what I mean? They're big chunky boys. Valentine's New Year illustration by Saffron Scarf. Saffron Scarf informed me that the year after Bunny and his year of the dragon are right next to each other. Hey, that's kind of romantic, wasn't it? So she drew something. Of course, it's not just a bunny and a dragon. It's two knights, a part of the guards. Yeah, it is the year of the dragon, right? Or is it the year of the dragon this year? I'm not quite sure. You guys, oh, it's so pretty. That's so pretty. Special newsletter, spotlight, and interview, Gigi. Okay, here we go. The issue we've got, in this issue, we've got a special interview with our special friend Gigi. Gigi has been helping us with concept art since Undertale. They're an amazing artist with an unparalleled sense for color and fashion. Their most prominent work shown so far has been the Dark World costumes of Chris and Susie, and the BG concept artwork for Chapter 2. But they've contributed many designs for the next chapter as well, so look forward to it. Anyway, on to the interview. So, is it gonna be a different link for the interview? Because usually it's a different link for the interview. Yeah, there it is. Interview with Gigi. Gigi, the Christmas snake. Such a good illustration as well. Look at this. We went back on Twitter when I was just a musical rando, making tweets at you. I really looked up to you back then. Okay, maybe I still do a little now, too. What was your impression of me, though? Please allow me to recount a memory of the first time I exhibited at a convention. When I was walking towards an event hall, you happened to be nearby talking with some friend about which artist you were looking forward to meeting. Because you knew I was in earshot, you shouted, "I'm really excited to see GGGG." GGDG. This being the first time we met in person, I thought, it's that guy. Anyway, I mean all of this to say that I thought you were weird. I was also weird, so it makes sense that we got along. My earliest memories of you were an energetic and fearless little dog. That is a great way to describe Toby Fox, right? Many people don't remember, but Undertale was initially released as a demo back in 2012. The demo only contained the runes area, but what was your impression of Undertale from it? I was shocked that you made it. Of course, I don't mean this in a disparaging way. I know you were talented, but the thought of basically one person making such a coherent game was staggering to me. I think, like, you know, the fact he has a team now makes a lot of sense. To even do the runes area of a game by yourself is pretty impressive. I knew you were talented, but yeah, one person makes such a game. Before I met you and other developers, I'd never considered that just making a video game, let alone a good one, was something people could do on their own. It was amazing. As for the content of the demo, I'm not sure if I ever told you this, but when I first played, I killed Toriel, and the hint to try for a different outcome went completely over my head. It was only after I watched a mutual friend play it that I got it. Which pushed my impression from pretty impressed to shocked. Yeah, it's such a cool concept. It like the idea of morality systems and pacifist and genocide systems is something that like is still not done very well in video games. Even in like, I play Telltale games sometimes, and like I don't think games have to have massive choices that change the world. Because sometimes the little things change your perception of everything. The biggest example I would give is like, say, if I walk down the street with my friend to the ice cream van with my friend Donnie. I'm making up people because I don't want to name real people. Of my friend Donnie. And then the next day I walk down to, or then if I go back in time and instead of walking to my ice cream stall with my friend Donnie, I walk to the ice cream stall with my friend Janet. It's a completely different day. Like, it's a completely different day. It's a different vibe. And that's why I feel like you don't have to make big choices. But, like, still, I don't think there's many games that have the gigantic choices and changes that, like, Undertale has. There are games out there. And if I could think about it, I'd name the ones I've played that I feel like have very, really, really impactful choices. But in this, like, it's, like, a big deal. It changes your world. It changes your worldview. It changes how people see you in the game, you know? Whereas other choice-based games will do a thing where they go, like, You killed Jackson. I'm leaving the game now because I don't want to talk to you. But how about what if the character that instead of leaving the game stays with you and reacts with you differently throughout the entire game when you see them and you meet them? To me, that's way more interesting than just a character going, it's like, you killed Jackson, so Tony's leaving. It's like, okay, that eliminates all, like, obviously there's a consequence, you lose someone in the game. But wouldn't it be so much more interesting if Tony was like, I'm staying, but I don't trust you anymore, and he like acts differently around you and won't let you do certain things. That to me is like really cool. And The Walking Dead, in fairness, Telltale Season 1 does that, where like you'll have a character like completely bring up something from the past, or they won't bring something up from the past depending on how you act, but it kind of got weird in later seasons. I haven't played Season 2, 3, or 4, but I only heard things, so I can't really judge. I don't want to judge. Sorry, we'll keep going. I'm sorry for getting sidetracked there. By the way, thanks for doing this promotional art for me I put on Steam. It was my pleasure. I'm still fond of it, though I think I could have the foreshortening better now. I could do the foreshortening better now. A lot of artists see that when they see their old art. You were one of the playtesters of Undertale, and so you were able to play the final game before release. How did you feel about the completed game, and what did you think would happen when it was released? I was already shocked by the demo, so the actual completion of the entire game was a bigger shock. Though it feels like almost cliche to say, I never played anything like it before. I can't pretend to have predicted just how influential it would become, but I truly felt at the time that it was a remarkable achievement. I also clearly remember that you asked me if I found anything in the game to be annoying. I answered without hesitation, Onion-san. There was a period of time where you shipped Sans and Toriel. I don't understand why this is in past tense. I still have memories of showing you a chess dramatic battle, showing you and chess, sorry, a dramatic battle from Undertale in the hotel room. I remember it was the first time I had shown the battle to anyone else. Wasn't that the battle with Sans? Do you guys remember this? Also, I will also include Chess for this question. Chess, come here. So Chess is someone they know? I think some memories might be blending together here. I do remember you when you showed me the Undying battle in the hotel hallway, having to quickly flip down your laptop whenever someone stopped to talk. I also remember when you showed Chess and me the early parts of the Deltarune the night before we went to Korea. But my most vivid memory of the Sans fight is playtesting it on my own. I believe the battle was toned down a bit to accommodate me. Chess being much better at games than I am, had to do it the real way. Tangentially, I remember a few moments during my initial playthrough when I would message you for an insight on how to proceed. You'd always get really intense and respond along the lines of, "It's your choice." I felt slightly like a horror movie protagonist. This is like what's crazy, like is like, it's so true though. Like, you know, whatever you choose to do is who your own personality is ingrained into an Undertale playthrough. Chess, I somehow don't remember this at all. I'm pretty sure my first time seeing the Sans fight was on my own playthrough. I do at least have a memory of being the first playtester to defeat Sans, but it's been long enough that I can't be certain of whether that's true or not. I do remember being shown some mid-development Undertale stuff in Hotel Room, but the thing I remember seeing wasn't Sans. It was a debug demonstration of a random attack where you had to maneuver around beneath the creature with very long legs. I remember thinking it was really fun. Actually, didn't you tell me much later that the attack was going to be its own standalone minigame or something? I remember you had really lofty ambitions for it. The Legend of Leg. I will talk about Leg in a different episode. Not a question, but originally I made a fan song for your character, Noise Master, from your old comic, Cucumber Quest. I was big into making music for webcomics back then. This ended up being partially made into repurposed into Metaton's theme. Thank you for inspiring me. And also, do you remember this art? That is gorgeous art. Gorgeous art. Again, it was my pleasure. I was so thrilled to be by the Noise Master theme when I first heard it that I listened to it on repeat for days. And yes, of course I remember. It was very self-indulgent drawing. I remember back when the game came out, you were instrumental to initially spreading the word about it. You let me take a banner out on your webcomic that stayed up there for months. Even though Twitter existed back then, the internet was quite a bit smaller, so I feel like it probably made a little bit of difference. I really appreciate that. You even put Undertale reference directly into the comic by including a scene where one of the characters wears slippers of Toriel's face, which are now, 7 years later, actually becoming merchandise, as well as sort of appearing in DR themselves. I never forgot these slippers. Fangamer, if you're reading this, please send me a GG free slippers, and also Chess and Temmie. Temmie being the, like a co-creator almost, right? Like, I think it's a co-creator, you could say at this point, or a co-producer, I think, at this point. Or co-creative, what would you call it? Like, executive producer in TV show terms, I guess? Looking back, the idea of banner... Developer is probably the best word to say about it. Co-developer. Looking back, the idea of a banner ad for Undertale on a piddly little webcomic like mine is absurd. The internet really has changed so much only in a few years. Yes, it has. It has. At the time, I was just proud of my friend and wanted to show off a game he'd worked on so hard. I would certainly appreciate a pair of slippers, though. I had this other YouTuber who doesn't do YouTube anymore. He still has a channel up called Joey's Room. And I remember, like, it was me, it was Joey's Room, and it was this guy called Felix. And Felix I still think is amazing, and I miss him. And I miss Joey's Room as well. They were great content creators. I'm going to make myself cry by thinking about this. But, like, I'm going to tweet at Felix today, just to see how he's doing. But yeah, and, like, one of the things that was so crazy at the time was, like, I was smaller than both of them. They were bigger channels than mine. And they, you know, were always helping me out. And help me out in terms of, like, advice and stuff like that. Like, they would be like, hey, put brighter colors in your thumbnails. Hey, when you're titling your video, don't put, like, don't all, you know, sometimes you all caps it. Sometimes do this. Like, they were always helping me with that stuff. And, like, whenever I would get a milestone, like, they would message me and be like, oh, you did really good. Or, like, or they'd comment being like, welcome to the, 200 club. Welcome to the 300 club. And what's crazy about this is that, like, now they've stopped. But also there was a time when, like, I, like, went past their videos. And I was like, okay, I like, it's so weird to me that now, like, I went past their subscriber count and all that stuff. And it's so weird to me that now, like, when I was bigger, it felt weird because it's like these people that now I'm promoting on my Twitter. Hey, check out this, check out that. Felix writes books now. I'll put them in the description below. If he still has them published, I'll put them in the description below. Joey's Room doesn't do much anymore. Haven't even heard from him in years. But I enjoyed so much having that first time feeling with those, the first time content creation with those guys. I felt like I wasn't alone. And then when they did stop making content creation, it did feel very lonely for a while. Not because, like, I didn't have, like, an audience to watch my videos, because that always feels good, but because, like, there wasn't anyone on the side. You know, it felt like we were walking up the mountain together. I grabbed onto their hands, and they pulled me up, and then they just kind of stopped walking up the mountain for their own reasons. I'm not trying to guilt them, by the way. I hope it doesn't sound like that. I'm just trying to state my own feelings on it. And it is kind of weird how, like, things change so quickly. Like, Gigi's talking about here, and this is such a different wavelength. Like, Undertale is way bigger than I will ever be. But I'm saying just, like, from my perspective, like, how it can feel so strange, you know? But at least they get to talk about this, you know what I mean? Looking back, the idea of a banner ad for Undertale and Pili, yeah, I would certainly appreciate this pair of slippers, though. So this is the ad, was it? That was on? Yeah, okay. Not a question, but hey, guys, Gigi also drew this poster for Mettaton poster. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, the Mettaton poster is a fun adapting a tiny pixel asset to complete illustration. I remember it reminded me of when I used to redraw the covers for Neopod's books as a kid. I barrel ahead to my next point without giving readers a chance to ask any questions. Come to think of it, you should have commissioned a full illustration of Big Bibby poster for the Mettaton's room. I would have hung that on my wall. What's your favorite character from Deltarune? Susie. I'm also very fond of Noelle and Ralsei. Susie's my favorite, I think, at this point, too. Who's your least favorite character from Deltarune? You mentioned once on a live stream that one of your friends reacted negatively to Rue's card that you thought he would be widely hated. I was that friend. Okay. It's okay to not like a character, though. I think, it's totally appreciated to not like a character. Is there a piece of art that you made for Undertale as Deltarune that really sticks out to you, or that you're particularly proud of? The work I'm most proud of is all of in chapter 3. Sorry, I lost count of how many times I was told this looks too good when I turned in a piece of concept art. Of what's been shown lately, I look back most fondly on my art for chapter 2's Cyber City. I'm also very happy every time I get to put my main characters in new outfits. Gorgeous. Yeah, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Gigi drew the concept art for chapter 3 pretty early on, so as the chapter evolved, sadly many of the actual in-game assets ended up deviating from their concepts. We'll definitely show the concept art after the chapter's release though. Yeah, that's nice. That's appreciated. Oh my god! What are you most excited to see in Deltarune? Your live script readings were mentioned in the previous Danganronpa team interview. I believe, well, you read through the story outline for me and a few others some time ago. I think it was, I was pretty quiet through most of it. But one particular moment made me roar, yeah, like I've been possessed by a demon, so probably that moment. Anything else you'd like to share with the class? Any memories of us? Anything about my games during development, after development, etc.? Except for the ones with time we went to Korea, we can't. Cheese bong. Actually, I do have a story of the Korea trip, but on our last night there, we all stayed in a super traditional inn, sleeping mats on the floor and all, but we ended up ordering pizza for dinner. Anyway, at that point, the conversation turned into music production. I remember the crowd crowding around your laptop on a little table in the communal area, watching you give a macacally adult demo of how you arranged Megalovania in the FL studio. I was too embarrassed to say so at the time, but I always wanted to try my hand at making music of my own. Somehow, that demo was the first time in my life that music felt something approachable to me, so look back on it fondly. Cheers for that. Cheese bong in Korea is a fish sausage snack. Oh my god, look at that as well. Fantastic artist. Yeah, really enjoyed that interview. Really enjoyed it. Game music. You may have heard that I made music for a certain game recently. Yes, a very certain game. Yes, with totally out of nowhere collaboration. That's right, Souls of Sovereignty. I collaborated with Gigi on the soundtrack to their new visual novel, Souls of Sovereignty. The first chapter is available now for purchase. It's a linear story and only takes an hour or two to complete, so check it out. It's meant for 18 plus if there's anyone wanting to play that. As I implied, the soundtrack to me, by the way, like I played 18 plus games when I was like 6 years old. You know, I played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas when I was like 7. I played Vice City when I was 7, I think. Actually, I played San Andreas like 2 years after that when I was like 9. And all I'll say to that is like, you know, I think if you're well adjusted, there's not a problem, you know. It taught me about morals, all right? It taught me that if you knock someone down with your car, you will get arrested. As implied, the soundtrack deals as a collaboration. While the two of us both made our own independent tracks here and there, most of the tracks were created by the two of us passing project files back and forth. It honestly felt like a true 50-50 effort, or maybe more 60-40 on the side of Gigi. Gigi did mention that they wanted the soundtrack to sound like a PlayStation game, so I just sent them all of the sounds I usually use, and we just went wild. Anyway, I don't think I've ever collaborated so back and forth like this, so it was really fun. Plus, it's Gigi's debut as a composer, and I'm really proud. So she's always wanted, or they've always wanted to make music, and they're making music now for this stuff. Soul Sov has a more serious fantasy atmosphere than Deltarune, but I think the appeal of the characters is similar in some ways. Like Deltarune, the characters setting have a long history. There's something that Gigi has been turning around in their head for over 10 years, and it's hard to put into words, but you can feel that. After meeting Loic and Yuzumi for just a moment, they feel like old friends, and it's hard to stop thinking about them. I already want to meet them again. Anyway, if you're interested in a magical fantasy story with a slight dusting of Clown Woman, I can't give a stronger recommendation. Oh yeah, and don't forget to check out the soundtrack. Look at that. Oh my god, 2 great characters as well. Toriel slippers, they are real! Put Toriel on feet now. Wait, I can buy them? Is there a link? They're $32. I'll just say this right now. I don't order stuff from America. The import prices are insane. Tuo Danmaku Kaguru Toby and Zune collaboration. You might have heard, but the Tuo creator, Zune, and I collaborated on is out now. It's a bit of a dream come true for me, so give it a listen. Because it's just a music video, I won't be watching this, but I will leave a link to this in the description below for you guys if you want to watch it. Because it's not on the main, I never know how they're gonna how do I say it? I never know how it's gonna, how YouTube's gonna react to it if someone's gonna claim it or something like that. So you can watch it. I'll leave it in the description below, and you can watch it if you want. Temi also did the cover art for the song. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Also, as usual, she did the sprites in the newsletter. Thank you, Temi. Temi, that's why I say co-developer at this point, co-director, co-creator at this point. Yuzuru Hanyu Ria Prey. Yuzuru Hanyu, considered to be one of the best ice skaters of all time, is not the best ice skater of all time. Is ice skating to Megalovania. If not the best, sorry, is ice skating to Megalovania. Yuzuru Hanyu Ice Story's second Replay tour. To explain the context, Yuzuru-san is currently putting on a special one-man ice show called Replay that tells a story inspired by his favorite RPG games. The performer uses many songs from games he loves, including Lufia 2, which made me extremely happy. I won't spoil too much, but the plot seemed to be a bit inspired by Undertale, which is a wonderful surprise. It goes out saying, but it's a huge honor to have my music used in an event like this. Luckily, I was able to attend in person. It was one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. When he turned towards the stand, I screamed and felt like Winnie the Pooh for a second. I'm not sure if it's corny to share this, but we sent him flowers before his performance. Seeing this flower arrangement fills you with determination. I'll let you guys know that if there's ever a way for you to view the performance for yourselves. Conclusion. Real star. He did this for him. I'm sure after that lovely news that your heart must be going doki doki ban ban piki piku, and there were several noises only a doctor can properly diagnose. But there's one more thing. Temi did an illustration for the 8 to 4's New Year's card. Temi, like, I don't know, like, just makes me very happy to have like an artist like that. Like this is like big bucks. Like, you know, you have an artist who's so original and so fantastic. You know, it's beautiful. Like you did a great job acquiring or like being friends with these artists. Cute, right? Hope everyone has an auspicious 2024. Year of the Dragon. See ya. And there's the kissing booth. No, I will not kiss you. I guess what I'll say now is I really love these newsletters. I really think that they're a fantastic time and they're worth my time as an Undertale or Deltarune fan. I appreciate them. I really do appreciate them. And I hope you guys appreciate them too, because I really love doing them. And we will do them every time. The after show for me, I don't know if we're going to change the name to something like Roaming Recess or something like that. But like it is, it's a concept that I've always wanted to do because in a way, like I love talking about video games, but like I feel like it also could be open to talking about other stuff like news and video game stuff. So maybe like changing it up a bit and like having some weeks be about the Let's Play and some weeks about like news and newsletters and things like that. I think it'll be really, really fun. Just so I can give my opinion on stuff. And I'll let you guys, if you're watching this still, think about if you guys like that or not. But let's talk about the questions. We didn't get many questions this week for the after show, but I'll read them out anyway, and I'm very appreciative of getting any questions from patrons. First from Malcolm Condé. What is your favorite piece of fiction that isn't video game related? Let me tell you about 20th Century Boys, the greatest piece of written work that I've ever read in my life. One summer in 2021, I read through the entire 20th Century Boys manga from start to finish, and I cannot stress enough how well written this is, but how impactful this was. It's the first time I ever cried reading a book. The first time ever, and this comes from someone who's like, I don't like reading books, but this was like so emotional for me. Some of the best characters, the best story, the best twist you'll ever see in any story. It is absolutely fantastic, and I hope that sometimes it gets animated, but honestly it's one of those things that like I feel like it's perfect as a manga, because like, you know, and I think I do in some cases, like because I've started reading manga the past like 4 years, it is better sometimes than anime because you get to like create those noises in your head, especially for stories that are more thrillers, you know what I mean? Like you get to kind of like interpret the characters in your own way. Pokegirl asked, do you plan on playing the Pokemon Violet DLC? It's almost like an extension of the main story. I would highly recommend it, especially going in with no spoilers. Yes, 100%. We will play the DLC. That's all I can really say about that. Like, I understand it is important. I've seen Kyle Bosman plays it. I haven't seen him play, but I see him uploading videos of it sometimes. And I would definitely like to play it myself. Thank you guys so much for always supporting me. Thank you guys so much for the beautifulness that is the after show, the fact that I get to do this. Again, if it changes the name of it till next week, like that it's the Roaming Recess, so I can like sometimes talk about the Let's Play that we've done, sometimes talk about news, then that's what it will be. But it will still get the questions in the video, because some weeks I felt like this week I didn't want to just talk about Undertale Yellow, because I felt like I talked so much about like my feelings on it throughout that actual Let's Play. that like I do in most let's plays, but this time like around I definitely made sure to like talk so much about it in the end, talk about my criticisms, talk about I loved it, talk about what I didn't like, talk about what I did like. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Thank you to Can Never Repay the Baby Gangsta Tier, TieFire02, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, Smidge, Rachel S, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicitas Felix, George Candelaria, Eskun, Yult, Radish, and Poker Girl. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you very soon.